Okay, so if you're building with AI, you know that amazing feeling when your first demo just works? But here's the thing, there's a huge dangerous gap between that demo and a production-ready app, and it is filled with invisible risks. Today, we're going to break down the 3 biggest dangers that can silently, totally sabotage your project.
I mean, it's wild, right? Thanks to modern tools from places like OpenAI and Anthropic and frameworks like LangChain, you can get a chatbot or some other AI application up and running incredibly fast.
Yeah, I'm talking about 30 minutes. In about half an hour, you can have a working demo. It looks smart, it sounds polite, and honestly, it feels like it's ready to go live. But this right here is the trap. The success you see in that controlled demo is often just an illusion. It's masking this chasm between a nice, clean test and the absolute chaos of the real world.
So what's the real problem? Well, the risks we're talking about today aren't in your servers or hiding in your codebase. Nope, they're lurking silently in the logic of the AI itself. They exploit the very way these models think.
And that gap exists because our old-school traditional security playbooks, they just weren't designed for this new kind of technology. We have to start thinking about security in a totally different way.
Think of it like this. Traditional security is all about building a fortress around your servers and your databases. But with LLMs, the vulnerability isn't the fortress wall, it's the mind of the agent living inside it. LLM security is all about protecting the AI's logic, its behavior, itself.
Okay, so let's get into risk number 1. This is all about manipulation. This is where a clever or malicious user can literally trick your AI into breaking the very rules that you gave it.
The technical term is prompt injection. And look, this isn't some complex code exploit. It's actually an exploit of the AI's most basic nature. It's a system that just follows instructions.
To an AI, your careful system-level instructions and this sneaky user command, they're all just text. It can't easily tell the difference, which makes it super vulnerable to these kinds of direct, rule-breaking commands.
So, how do you fight this? Well, you need a guard at the door. You need a system that inspects every single incoming prompt and looks for these manipulation attempts before they ever get to your model.
And this is where specialized tools are a game changer. You've got things like Lakera Guard or the more comprehensive LLM Guard. They act as this first line of defense, analyzing and blocking bad inputs in milliseconds before they can do any harm.
Now, our second risk is a lot more subtle, and honestly, in many ways, it's even more dangerous. This is about what your AI might accidentally reveal when it's just trying to be helpful. Here's the deal. Your AI has zero inherent understanding of privacy. So while it's trying to give a great answer to a user's question, it could accidentally leak super sensitive customer data or even your own company's secrets.
A question can sound totally innocent, just like this one. But it could easily make the AI pull up another customer's private purchase details, their address, what they bought, everything. The data breach happens right there, inside a normal conversation.
The solution is a two-way checkpoint system. First, you automatically scrub sensitive data from the user's input before the AI sees it. Then, you scan the AI's response for any private info before it gets sent back to the user. It's security on the way in and on the way out.
And again, there are fantastic tools for this, like Microsoft's open-source Presidio. They act like automatic sensors, finding and blacking out stuff like phone numbers, addresses, and financial info. It's about protecting your users and protecting your business.
All right, our third risk is the one that undermines trust itself, because this one deals with the AI's tendency to generate information that sounds perfectly plausible, but is completely false.
So here's the crucial point to get. The AI isn't lying the way a person would. It's just generating text based on statistical patterns it has learned. It has absolutely no concept of what is true or real.
The fix here involves putting guardrails in place that act like a quality inspector for everything your AI says. These checks make sure the output is in the right format and, maybe more importantly, stays within its designated topic boundaries.
For instance, you could use Guardrails AI to guarantee that data always comes back in the right JSON format. Or you could use something like NVIDIA's Nemo Guardrails to make sure your financial bot doesn't suddenly start giving out terrible medical advice. So we've walked through 3 very different risks and their solutions. But how do you decide where to even start? Well, the answer comes from a strategic framework that helps you pick the right guardian for your specific app.
This framework is basically your cheat sheet. It helps you prioritize. If you're building an e-commerce bot, your biggest worry is user manipulation, so you start with input firewalls. But if it's a healthcare app,
PII redaction is non-negotiable, day one.
And what all of this really points to is a fundamental shift that's happening right now in the industry. We are moving away from the art of prompt engineering, trying to find the magic words, and into the hard science of verification engineering. And this right here? This is the new standard. Your value as a developer isn't just about how well you can talk to an AI anymore. It's about how effectively you can build verifiable, provably secure systems around it.
That impressive demo is just step one. The real challenge, the real mark of a professional AI developer, is navigating that danger zone to build something that's truly robust and safe for the real world. So, the only question left is your AI ready?